All right, here we are. Wednesday, January 12th. The Bible reading today will be Genesis 7 through 9. Hope you're staying up to speed with the reading. And here I am with the same hoodie that I was wearing yesterday. This is not recording at the same time. But notice there, Lane Roofing, a little side ditty that we started just for a little bit of extra fun there. Just real quick, today's reading it's just packed with so much stuff. I'm going to struggle to keep this short, but I'll do it anyways. And I'll probably put in the description, and I guess this is what YouTubers do, I'll try to put in the description a link to the playlist in Genesis where I talk about this stuff in depth. There's just crazy amount of things of good history in these three chapters. Of course, Genesis chapter 7 talks about the flood. Understanding the flood is understanding our history. Hey, Cooper, quit making that sound. And you see, there's Emma. She's a little too lazy to bark. Here's Cooper again, the guest from yesterday. But the flood answers all the questions. How did Methuselah live so long? How did dinosaurs get so big? How did they survive? The oxygen, the pressure, just everything. And I'm going to put that in the description. But Genesis chapter 7 talks about that. The canopy from Genesis chapter 1, the firmament above the firmament, all that collapses, rains down, and then the fountains of the great deep as well. They're on the ark for quite a long time. They're not just on there for 40 days, 40 nights. They're on there for over a year. Of course, in chapter 8 is the story of after the flood. And there towards the end of the chapter, you find in verse 22 the beginning of seasons. Because before the flood, there wouldn't have been seasons. There wouldn't have been great variations in temperature and all that. And so it's interesting, all of a sudden, verse 22 talks about that. It didn't rain before the flood. A mist came up, as the Bible says. And so just some great stuff in here. And then chapter 9, the life is in the blood, a few other things in there, the curse of Canaan. And also then the rainbow. Think about that rainbow for a minute. You know, we see rainbows all the time. We don't think much of it. But before the flood, there wouldn't have been rainbows. Not only did it not rain, there would have been a mist on the ground, but that canopy would have kept direct sunlight off of the planet. And then the lights there, just some crazy stuff. Again, I'll put that link in there. So the rainbow would have been something new. And so, it's not just something that God all of a sudden started making work. It's just the atmosphere has changed, and now they're going to have rainbows. And so, lots of good stuff here. And Genesis chapter 7 through 9, all of Genesis. Just a lot of good stuff. I had a question sent to me. We are looking at about 1,700 years or something like that. I'm looking at my timeline up on my wall. 1,700 years or so after creation. And remember, this was given directly to Moses. It was not passed down. They talk about every society has its own flood story. And they try to discredit the Bible with that, but what they're really doing is crediting the Bible, because if there's every society has a flood story, then that tells you they all came from the 8 people involved in that flood. So, good stuff. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. I'm getting questions from a couple people, and I think those are fun. Lots of good things to look at. So.